Hola. I'm letting people join. I don't know if y'all can see. Hi, Zoe! I'm letting people join before I do anything. I don't even know if people are going to join because I didn't really do any announcements that I was going to do this until probably 20 minutes ago. So we'll see what happens. Okay. So, what I am planning on doing right now, I don't know if, let's do a little bit about me first. Okay, my name is Melody. I am a big Percy Jackson fan. Huge Percy Jackson fan, as you can see. So, I have already watched the show twice. And I am going to a watch party later tonight. I'm actually going to a different person's watch party than I was supposed to go. But I'm going to a watch party, and I was like, yeah, I'll bake cookies. Little does anybody know, I don't know how to bake. But I was like, yeah, I'll bake blue cookies. Don't even worry about it. So I'm gonna bake blue cookies, and we're gonna see how awful this is. Hey, who knows? I might be on Nailed It. They're gonna look at this and be like, wow, this girl sucks. And I'm gonna be like, yeah, never said I could bake. But I agreed to make blue cookies, which means that's what I'm doing. I was able to find this recipe from Brayton Taylor on In Literature Net, where it goes through and tells you how to bake Sally Jackson cookies. So that's what I will be doing. I will be baking Sally Jackson's cookies today. And they're blue, because of course they're blue. They have to be. To be fair, I could have just gotten a chocolate chip cookie recipe and dyed them blue myself. I didn't do that. I thought, hey, let's find an actual blue cookie. Ooh, thank you. I thought let's actually find a blue cookie recipe and do that. And so that's what I did. So we're going to go through this. Again, keep in mind, I don't know how to bake. Hi! So I thought we would bake this and I would talk about the show. Has anybody seen the show? Spoiler warnings also, because there will definitely be spoiler warnings. And because we're going to talk about the show. Go away, Zoe. I know you've seen it. Yeah. Let's get started. Step 1. Make sure all of your items are room temperature. They should be. They've been sitting out for a while. Zoe, also, I don't know if you were here when I said this. I don't know how to bake. So I can't promise that they're going to be good cookies. But I'm making cookies. Step 2 was preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius. Guess what? I had to Google what to set it to in Fahrenheit. It's already, I'll have backups, good. Okay, I'm still making the cookies. Like, don't yell at me. If they're bad, I'll just take them to work, because I know nobody at work watches Percy Jackson. And I'll be like, this is your punishment. You have to eat my Sally Jackson cookies. Yes, I had to Google what 160 degrees Celsius was in Fahrenheit, which is 320 degrees. My oven is already preheating. Okay, step 2. In a mixer, which I don't have a mixer, so I will be doing that by hand. Cream together the butters, sugar, and the eggs. I don't have like a fancy setup, so I will constantly be turning around to set down my computer and grab the things. Let's do this. Hey, my oven just made a sound at me, so I think it's done preheating. This is my bowl, and this is what I will be using to mix. Again, I don't bake. I feel like I'm gonna have to say that 50 million times and defend myself and be like, listen, was it bad? Yes. But we're gonna have to live with that because I don't know how to bake. Okay. I wish this told me how much I had to add instead of having to constantly scroll up and down. Okay. Put in the butter, sugars, and eggs. I have 2 eggs. Step 1. Egg number 1 is in. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Egg number 1 is in. I'm gonna put that there for a second. Egg number 2 is in. I'm off to a great start. I'm also moving this closer. I am chef. I am chef. I died when I saw the split ends. Yeah, I haven't gotten a haircut in like 5 years. Okay, perfect. What was it? I already forgot what I'm doing. I'm also wearing my Camp Half Float shirt. Of course, we have to wear our Camp Half Float shirts because it's Percy Jackson Day, which is why we're baking blue cookies. Butter. Butter. I also had to Google how much this was because it's like, do this many grams, and I was like, I don't know how many grams that is. Y'all saw the episodes, not gonna spoil it, but beautiful. Yes, that is, I loved the episodes. I cried. I cried twice. I cried. It was so good. It was so good. I forget what the kid's name is who plays Grover, but he was like the perfect Grover. Born to play Grover. Amazing. Absolutely loved it. Walker, we already know, is the perfect Percy, but we knew that like before the show even came out. We were like, he's 10 out of 10. Amazing. And the show just proved right. He was the perfect Percy. Leia's Annabeth. I liked it. I love Leia. Leia, I loved her. She's playing her a lot more standoffish than I remember her being. But like once the quest gets started and they actually start going and she starts opening up to Percy, it's gonna be so good. So that's why I kind of like the little more standoffish, so that when she really grows, we can start to see like how perfect she really is for it. Ah! Okay, sorry, I'm cutting things. That's why I grabbed this knife. What was it? Again, my converter, because I don't know how to do it. Aaron, yes, Aaron was the Grover. Perfect, love him. I really don't want to spoil the show, but like we're here to talk about the show, so I'm not going to totally spoil everything, but I will be talking about it. I watched it, I know I already said this, but I've watched it twice and I'm going to a party later tonight to watch it again. I might be a little obsessed. It's a good thing I liked it because I had this party planned before I watched it the first time, so if I didn't like it, it would have been like, I'm here to watch it. Oh, Kieran, he's such a good Kieran. Love him. I will say, they made Gabe a lot nicer than I always pictured him, which like makes sense. It's technically a kid's show, so they have to kind of downplay it, but I still think that they made him a little too nice, in my opinion. These are my measuring cups. Yeah, sorry, like I said, I don't really have a good way to be doing this. I thought exactly the same thing. They toned him down, but that's okay. Yeah, they did make a few changes, obviously, and like it makes sense why they made him not so mean. Like they obviously couldn't be like, it's a kid show. They can't be like, oh, and here's this physically, mentally abusive person. Like they can't put that on there. So it makes total sense why they toned him down, but at the same time, that is literally flour. I needed sugar. This is, again, I don't bake. So it makes sense why they toned him down. But still. I hope, like, in the future we get, like, lines that kind of bring him, show exactly how bad he was, instead of just being like, yeah, he's a bad guy, and just from the little bit we saw. Because, hi, I'm baking blue cookies. I almost put flour in instead of sugar. Because they definitely did, like, nice his character up. Again, makes sense, but I also wish, like, the Mrs. Dodge fight, I wish they spent a little bit more time on it. Like, it makes sense why they did do it so very fast, but I wish that they did a little bit more. For pacing-wise, it makes sense. Made the dough last night. Yo, you're also making blue cookies. See, if I was smart, I would have already done that. I did not. Probably when he's trashing Percy on TV. Yeah, probably. That's when we'll really get the whole, like, oh, he's a bad guy. Because I feel like from what we saw, like, yeah, you get that he's not a great person, but it's also just like, yeah, he's annoying. Like, it doesn't show really how bad he is. But you know what? I didn't direct the show, and I'm already obsessed with the show. I haven't seen the episodes left, so I'm gonna pop out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Goodbye. Thank you for joining. I hope you love them. They're so good. I don't know where my scissors are. I found them. Yeah, I haven't even opened anything. I also made Percy Jackson friendship bracelets. I have Percy, Annabeth, Grover, Clarice, and Luke. I only wanted to make season 1 characters because I didn't want to go all out and make, like, every character. Obviously, if you know me, you know my favorite character is Nico. Nico is my favorite character. I absolutely adore him. But, like, we don't know if we're going to see him. So I didn't want to make a friendship bracelet for him to go to the party and have people like, who's Nico? I also loved what Sally said about Medusa. Like, no, I know. Like, also, like, foreshadowing. I loved the getting to see more of him and... I love getting to see him with Sally a lot more than, like, you do in the book. Sally stan. I am now a Sally stan. I was always a Sally stan, but now I'm even more of a Sally stan. Have a cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna do this part over the sink. I shall be right back. Did you hear the name of the sandwich restaurant? The D'Angelo. No, I thought the same thing. I was like, D'Angelo, as in, Nico D'Angelo. And then the, Mytho Magic cards being introduced already. I was like, Disney's definitely going to sell these, and I will be buying all of them. What do we think about them introducing Hermes in this season? In the trailer, I think Hermes was in the casino. Like, why are we seeing him already? And being played by Lin-Manuel Miranda. The merch that we're gonna get, oh my gosh, we're gonna actually get licensed merchandise. All of my merch is from Etsy. Like, all of my stuff is from Etsy. It's, like, fan-made. It's nothing's official because, like, we haven't had official Percy Jackson stuff. So the fact that we're actually going to finally have official stuff, like, has me screaming. I'm so excited. Can we talk about, listen, so does anybody else know that they're getting rid of the dinosaur ride in Disney, like in Hollywood Studios. No, Animal Kingdom. In Animal Kingdom, they're talking about getting rid of the dinosaur thing, but they haven't announced what they're going to be putting in there. Can we please put Camp Half-Blood in there instead? Hello, you could have like, you can make your own lightsaber in Star Wars Land. Can we please make our own like necklaces? And then also in Star Wars Land, they do like you practice sword fighting, or no, lightsaber, and you fight Darth Vader. Can we do that but with the Half-Bloods? And like make the log ride that they're gonna go on later in the season, make that a ride. I have ideas. Disney, hit me up. Disney, hire me to design your park. I could be an Imagineer. Could not be an Imagineer. I was just so bad as an Imagineer. I used to work for Disney. I no longer do. I was not an Imagineer. Yeah, this looks right. Yes. I'll go to see that. Oh my goodness, I would freak out. I don't have a Disney pass. I have friends who work for Disney that take me. But if they made a Percy Jackson area, I would go every day. I would live there. I would have so much fun. I would love it. I have a friend and we go to Universal together all the time and do like photo shoots there. Girl, I would be like, no, we're not going there anymore. Universal? I don't know her. We're going to Disney instead. I also don't know if that's confirmed. I don't know if that's just rumored that they're going to be making or getting rid of Dinosaur Land, because they haven't actually announced what they're putting in Dinosaur Land. I also don't think that's what it's called. But I do know that one of the rides that they have in there, they had to close due to some issues that they were having. I don't even live in the USA. I don't have a visa, so I'll need to do that, but it would be worth it. I feel like Disney has a lot of opportunities here with Percy Jackson. And I feel like if they don't do something, they're really going to miss out on stuff. Just how I'm feeling. But again, what do I know? I'm not an Imagineer. And Disney's been making some choices recently. I don't know what this is supposed to look like, but it doesn't look right. When I told my parents, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be baking blue cookies. They're like, you don't bake. And I went, yeah, you're right. And they went, you could make it on to Nailed It, because my mom's obsessed with like any baking show ever. So she watches all of them, and she actually bakes. Like, she's a good baker. And she's like, loves Nailed It. That is her favorite show. So she is like, if you bake something, film it and send it to Nailed It so you can get onto it. Nailed It. This is my application. I don't think this is supposed to look like this. They did a genius move buying the rights and involving Rick and Becky. Yes. They already made good choices, especially with letting Rick like be in charge of like part of casting. Yeah, they made good choices. So I feel like if they want even better choices, Percy Jackson, I should go to Disney Springs and see if they have Percy Jackson merch. And probably not. Right now they're advertising Wish a lot, so I doubt they have any Percy Jackson stuff. At Disney Springs, it's all Wish stuff, but I would love it. Also, I didn't realize how much I thought I was like weird to be this obsessed with Percy Jackson until like I started mentioning to people how much I love Percy Jackson. Then everybody was like, no, I also really like Percy Jackson. I was like, I'm not alone. Let's fangirl about this. I recently got my very good friend into reading the books. The person who I'm actually baking the blue cookies for. She had never read the books before. She just started reading them. It's a little watery, but if you are not putting anything else, you can add, oh my goodness, baking tips. Thank you. I'm just following the instructions. I don't know what I'm doing. But I finally got her into reading it. She just finished Mark of Athena? No, she's on House of Hades. Because I was like, when you get to a specific scene involving Cupid, you need to call me and we need to talk about it. And she did, and I was like, girl. Okay, stir in the flour. I need to add 2 cups of flour. Flour. Cup. Did anybody go through a baking stage? Because I didn't. No, she's on Blood of Olympus. Okay, she's on Blood of Olympus. That's the friend, by the way. I didn't know you were watching. See, my plan was to make 2 batches of cookies. One is like on stream as like a beta test, and then one after stream to like actually take. But I didn't have time to do that. So this is the ones that I'm taking. I bake and my recipes need a lot of changes. My counter is a mess. Maybe I needed a bigger bowl. Ah! I spilled flour. I'm gonna move my laptop. I definitely needed a bigger bowl. I'm making such a mess. Yes, here's the fun fact about this girl who is reading Percy Jackson for the first time. That I like got into it. I wouldn't have read them without her. She's the one who was like in the middle of work. Some weird stuff was happening at work, and I basically, my whole job was to sit and just tell people, walk this way. And when nobody was in the building, I just sat for hours doing nothing. So I was really into the musical at this point, and I was like, I'm so bored. And so I just left like where I was, and I went into her locker, and I was like, well, she's reading Percy Jackson, so I'm gonna read Percy Jackson because I finished the book I was currently reading. So, and I knew she had Percy Jackson in her locker, so I read it. So I stole her copy of Percy Jackson, read all of Percy Jackson because of her. She's the one that you can blame for my obsessed with Percy Jackson-ness. Okay, it said stir for a little bit and then add the chocolate chip cookies. Do these look appetizing? Hola. So, I've been a fan of Percy Jackson since the 3rd grade. You're doing better than I did. I definitely had read the books before. Hold on, give me 1 second to figure out how many chocolate chip cookies I'm supposed to put in this, and then I will get back to you. My computer keeps turning off. 1 cup of chocolate chip cookies. I definitely had read Percy Jackson before. I think I read it when the movies came out. Don't hate on me. I read it when the movies came out, and my mom was an English teacher, and she always had a rule that if you were going to watch a movie that was based off a book, you had to read the book either before or after. And I remember watching the movie and being like, this is so good, because I was in probably 5th or 6th grade. And then she was like, well, now you have to read the book. And I read the book, and I was like, no, you're right, that movie sucked. But I never finished the book. I just read the first book to watch the movie. And then when the second one came out, I did the same thing. I read the second book. And then I think I did finish the series. I don't remember quite, but I'm pretty sure I finished the series when it first came out. And then I just never read Blood of Olympus. I saw the movies first as well. It's a good movie, but not as good as the Percy Jackson movie. Oh, no, but not a good Percy Jackson movie. No, I don't have a agree. Give me 1 second. So, read the Percy Jackson series, and then I wasn't into reading. Poker Face is iconic. Okay, Poker Face is iconic, and so this is a pen. This is a pen. Here's the bad thing, is I can probably quote so much of that movie. Just because of how much I hate it, I'm like, I can probably quote so much of it. But I feel like that's probably any Percy Jackson fan can do the same thing. Where it's like, yeah, we can all name all types of things from that movie. I need to keep this down. Relatable. That's what this guy at work, who thinks it's so funny how obsessed with Percy Jackson I am, likes to joke about that. Where he's like, oh, because he knows it gets me. Like, it gets me frustrated. And so he'll be like, oh, say something about the Percy Jackson movie. And I'll be like, actually, in the Percy Jackson movies, this happened. He's like, for somebody who hates the Percy Jackson movies so much, you seem to know a lot about them. And I'm like, yes. But I feel like that's anybody. Do you know how many times I've sat and watched those movies with my friends just to sit there and be like, this didn't happen in the book. This didn't happen in the book. Tell me I'm not alone in doing that. How do you pronounce Perciveth? Perciveth. That is how I pronounce it. I've also been told that I pronounce a lot of things from the series wrong, though. So I have been told it's very clear I'm a reader based on the way I pronounce things. Because I'll apparently pronounce things the way that they look like they should be pronounced, but they're not actually pronounced like that. So, yeah, that's just me. There's a lot of times where like I'll hear somebody say a word and be like, I have to remember that's how you actually pronounce it. It's not like this, and then I forget. I have pronounced Talia wrong my entire life. Is it Talia or Thalia? Because I pronounce it Talia, but I've met so many people who pronounce it Thalia. But I've also heard people who pronounce it Talia. Like, what is it? I never know. I also feel like the audiobooks pronounce it 2 different ways too, because there's multiple different versions of the audiobook. So I feel like in one version they pronounce it one way, and in another version they pronounce it another way. When do I add the blue dye to this? I don't even know. Hi! Hold on, let me read my instructions. Hi, Izzy! Let me read my instructions to figure out when I'm supposed to add blue food coloring to this, because I can't be. Also, I have a story once I figure this out. Now is the answer of when I add the blue food coloring. Rick said it was Thalia with the TH sound. I don't pronounce it like that. You were right, but it was like Spanish and Italian. We say Perciveth. That's cute, actually. I kind of like that. So, I went out to the store to buy stuff to make Sally's blue chocolate cookies, right? Could not find blue dye anywhere. I had to buy a pack. I could find green and I could find red. Could not find blue anywhere. So I had to buy a pack. Yeah, as you can see my mess. Of a bunch of different colors. Just to get it. My cat is playing with her toy. I don't know if you can hear her hitting it. I can. Do I have to open this? I do. Izzy, I don't know if you're still watching. Have you seen the Percy Jackson TV show yet? The only time I did blue cake turned out green, so probably add a lot of blue. This says to add a splash! We're gonna mix that and see what that looks like. Oh, look at it! Go little by little. It looks blue. I am literally a baker. We're not going to talk about all the mistakes I've already made, because I'm sure I've made at least 12. That was a really random number to say. sure I've made at least 12 mistakes by baking this already. I need like, I should have done a practice batch. Instead of just going straight to being like, I can do this. Listen, my toxic trait is I look at anything and I think, I can do that. 12 Olympiads, which means I can make 12 mistakes. People at the store are probably so confused. That's what I was thinking when I was going around. I was like, there's no blue food dye anywhere. I was like, everybody's making Sally's cookies. But I think a lot of people are, because there was quite a few people who I told I was doing this to, and they were like, yeah, no, I'm doing the same thing. So I would like to blame there being no blue food dye on everybody else. It was so beautiful. It was beautiful. Did you cry? I cried. I cried. I don't want to spoil anything, but one of the times I didn't cry during the car scene. We all know what scene I'm talking about. But I did cry in the second episode when Percy had the blue food. I sobbed. I didn't stop, but I cried. Of course I cried. My boy was brought to life. Let me tell you, the confusion I felt because I was at work and I get a phone call from my best friend and she's just like, I don't know what to watch. And she's going through, looking at like random shows and stuff. And she goes, oh, you're gonna hate me. And I was like, what? And then I hear, look, and I was like, what are you watching? She goes, it's out. Melody, it's out. When I tell you I did the fasting closing of my life and ran out, I was like, I have to go home and watch it. She was like, you're not gonna sleep tonight because of this. I was like, no, you're right. I never sleep anyway. I live off of caffeine and anxiety. That's what this should have been called, caffeine and anxiety. Okay, people that bake. Because I know there were people that bake in the comments. I was up until 2 a.m. watching it. Fun fact, I am 1 day older than Percy. Ooh, look at you. It was crazy also watching it when Grover went, I'm 24, and I was like, I'm younger than Grover. No regrets, absolutely no regrets. There was a few of my friends that I was like, it's out, and they're like, I'm gonna watch it tomorrow. And I was like, what do you mean tomorrow? I need to watch it now. So, okay, here's what's gonna happen. When season 2 comes out, I'm gonna do this again. And show how much I've improved my baking skills. Hold on, I'm having a lot of comments. I'm 2 years younger than Grover. I mean, it's insane to me to be like, I'm younger than Grover. I'm younger than Grover too. Yep, he was born August 18th and I was born the 17th. Look at you. I'm older than Grover. Nobody cares. Get out. You're old. I love you. Okay, people that bake. Does this look good? I'm waiting for a confirmed yes or no. And if the answer is no, how do I fix it? Honestly, it does look good. So much blue that my cake looked with the amount of blue. It does look good. We're calling it a day. My computer keeps turning off. This is like, if you want your cookies to look pretty and Instagrammable, I don't care about them. I just want them to taste good and be blue. Okay. Scoop a tablespoon into a baking paper-lined tray. I don't have paper, the baking paper, but I do have the spray, so let me do that. I would add a little more blue, but it looks good. I'm gonna add a little bit more blue. I trust you. You were talking about how you bake and all that stuff. I trust you. You're my baking expert today. Somebody said something about Medusa. For the 3rd episode, we get to see Medusa. We do! I am very curious about the Medusa fight, only because, like, we saw Percy in the museum looking at Perseus holding the Medusa head, and he was like, oh, like, it's a monster, look at her. And his mom was like, is it a monster? So I'm very curious to watch, like, how that's going to go through. What I do is put butter on my tray. And then flour instead of paper. I'll look into that, because I do have the spray. I don't know, is that not something you should use? We're going off book here, people. Towels. Everything is going wrong. The spray is perfect. I guess you can say the statue is foreshadowing. There was a lot of foreshadowing in that scene. I think we're good. Yes, I've discovered I'm kind of obsessed with making friendship bracelets. See, I thought it was meaning Luke. It was foreshadowing Luke. That's what I think. I think it was foreshadowing Luke. Spoilers, in case anybody hasn't seen it or read the book. I think it was foreshadowing Luke when she went, see, some people don't, or who look like heroes aren't always. Because fans already know. Oh, we all know. We already know. I have one tray. I'm the problem. Okay. So I don't know how many, I have 2 pans. I already sprayed one of them, but the other one I have not sprayed. So what if I do the butter on that one? I have a 2 order. Ugh, genius. A little side note, I didn't think I was like, George Clarice isn't supposed to be pretty, but she's so pretty. Everybody, can we all agree that she looks like how Piper, like she is Piper in my mind. Like she looks exactly like how Piper would look. But no, I think she's a great Clarice. She's stunning, she's gorgeous. And I'm like, I feel weird being like, she's so pretty, I love her, she's gorgeous, because like she is actively a minor. But I'm like, you're so pretty. Yeah, no, she looks like Piper to me. I only think that because somebody else told me that. And I was like, no, you're right. She does look like Piper. And ever since I haven't been able to get it out of my mind. Okay, this is the one I have not sprayed. We're gonna do the butter trick with this one. See which one works out. I don't think I need this anymore for now. The actress, beautiful, but canonically Clarice, the character isn't supposed to be. She did so good. I know, she's not supposed to be. You're right, she's not supposed to be beautiful. She's not supposed to, which I agree with, but I do think her ability to portray Clarice was very well done. Perfect. Yes, I think her ability to portray Clarice was so good. Did anybody else see an interview where she was like talking about how her portrayal of Clarice is that she just wants to impress her dad, but her dad will never accept her because she's not her son. She said that in an interview, and I was like, I love you. I also love, oh, my thumb is dyed blue. I also love how much the actors themselves care about the show. Like, you can tell that they care about what they're doing. I don't like mess. I've made a huge mess. So you can tell that they care about the characters and they care about the show itself. I'm gonna put it on the tray. Okay, Aaron and Leah are also huge fans of Percy Jackson. I know! Can we talk about how totally they really know what they're doing? Percy, Walker, when he got the role of Percy, he was already wearing a Camp Half-Blood shirt. Oh, thank you for the roses. Oh, Walker is flossing! I died when I saw that! I loved his little smile when he was petting the crested gecko. That was so cute too. Can we also talk about when Leia pushed him? So cute. I loved it. I'm gonna use my hands. I watched them. I don't even care. I love that Percy was just being bored and then Clarice saw him. I know, and he was like, just go that way. And she's like, no, I'm gonna murder you. Remember when Percy... that is my friend in the comments who's never read a Percy Jackson book, and she likes to make fun of me for how obsessed I am with Percy Jackson. Favorite part. Go away! You aren't invited to our Percy Jackson love. I loved it in my mind. She was an Athena daughter. Of course she was. She knew, 1000%. I wish when she pushed him in, she would have said, because she said sorry and then pushed him, I wish she would have been like, sorry, I just have to test this, and pushed him to make it a little more obvious. Because I did have a friend who watched it and was like, she's not supposed to know. How did she know? And it was like, she didn't know. She was just testing a theory. So I wish they made it a little more obvious that she was just testing the theory, instead of just having it be like, yeah, she did it. I'm sorry to everybody who bakes that's watching this and is like, you are so bad at this. I'm sorry. I cannot be more happy with him. In the movies, didn't even have her hat. I know! The hat was so cute. I loved the, like, going in and out that she does with it. How she just puts it on, and she's like, yeah, bye, and walks away. What movie? There's no movie. You're right, there is no movie, but there is a musical. How do we feel about the musical? Because I am obsessed with it. Without that musical, I would never have read the Percy Jackson books. And if I had never read the Percy Jackson books, I would not be here where I am today. Baking blue cookies and talking on a live stream about a show that I'm obsessed with. My parents yelled at me because they're coming down to visit me. I cosplay Percy. Yeah, you do, girly. The movies are the best part of the franchise. Go away, Ainsley. Nobody invited you to this party. Go to Disney or something. That's what you've been doing ever since you came back. You can't even be bothered enough to visit me now that you're back. The musical was the first canon thing we got. No, the musical is so good. I tried. My mom used to be a theater director. She no longer directs the theater, but she used to be a theater director. And I tried very hard to be like, I will move back to Michigan if you do Percy Jackson. If you do the Lightning Thief musical, I will move back and I will choreograph it for you. And I will be a part of the thing. I was so close to getting her to do it, but then she no longer does theater, so there's no point in her doing that. But she very much would have loved to. She was like, that's one of the ones, she wanted to take that to competition. She wanted that to be one of her competition plays. But it's hard to do a musical for competition. Wow, these cookies are so much bigger than those ones. I have so much left. These are also gonna be very badly shaped. I'm sorry. Everybody that in these comments that is talking about how bad my things look. Okay, the movies are the best part, go A. The musical is the first kind of thing. The musical is one of the best ADHD or ADHD representations ever. It's so good. To Annabeth in the music or would be a dream. We'll get into that in a second. So they can grow. Is this enough space? I don't have another baking sheet, so I'm gonna have so much more dough. If I was to ever be in Percy Jackson, I would want to be Luke. And that might sound weird, but I would love to be either Luke or Grover because Good Kid Reprise is probably my favorite reprise in any musical ever. I would love to be Luke. And then Grover is just perfect. And I can't sing Annabeth. She sings too high for me. I've been told I'm incorrect about that, but personally I feel like she sings too high. I would do 2 lines instead of 3. Listen, I have more batter, so I'm just going to bake these, and then if they don't work out, I'll do more batter afterwards. Perfect. I would love to be Annabeth or Percy. Thank you for the roses. Premieres today. It actually came out early and came out yesterday. Go watch it, because we're talking about it right now. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to bake these if they don't work out. I know, it came out early yesterday. I was in the middle of work when I got told. Yes, I would want to be Grover or Luke. Those are my 2 dreams in a musical, or in that specific musical. Okay, you know what? There's still some dough left. I'm going to... Rick surprised us with an early Christmas gift. Yes, he did. I don't get why they premiered it yesterday. I didn't either. I literally had to go back and be like, am I wrong? I could have sworn it came out on the 20th. Okay. I'm going to... Where's my computer? I think it said for 15 minutes. Let them bake for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna put these in and wait 15 minutes. Also wash my hands because they're pretty gross. Why is this not working? Timer, 15 minutes. Start. There we go. Percy Jackson was my favorite childhood. About to go back to 5th grade. Can I join? Can you join what? My live stream? I don't really know how to add people to that. But if you ask, I will say yes. Give me a sec. Guys, give me 1 second. I will totally let you join. Give me 1 second. I don't have. Okay, I washed my hands. I also licked what was off my finger. It tastes so good. Okay, low key, I loved Nancy. Or not her, but the actress performing her was so good. She was very good. What's your favorite Percy Jackson cosplay you've ever done? Nico, but Luke is probably a close second. And then let me see if I can figure out how to add you to my live stream. We are, ooh, let's not add, let's not click that button. Guess, I do it? I don't know if that worked.
I think you did it.
I can't see you. That's the only thing. I can hear you though.
Did I do it? I did it! Yay.
Wait, I walked away. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second.
I walked away.
I'm back. Oh my goodness, hi! Guys, I figured out how live streaming works.
I have been in a very bad funk recently.
No, why?
No, I told this to the Reordumverse like chat server thingy. I'm like, I'm in a funk, so I'm gonna back away real quick. And then I came back today and I'm like, I think I'm done.
I think I'm back, not sure. Yes, if y'all are not aware, we are in a cosplay group account.
It's called Reordumverse. Y'all should go follow. I'm the Percy, she's the Calypso.
I have not been on it in a little while because I have not actually cosplayed in probably 3 months, but I'm getting back into cosplay, I promise. I was also in a little bit of a funk.
And that is perfectly okay.
We're all allowed to have our little bit of funks. Oh, Calypso is beautiful. I love Calypso.
She is beauteous. I cannot wait to see her.
I can't wait. I think she gets a really bad rap, so I'm so excited for her to be in the show.
Did Rick, like, he kind of abandoned her character for a while, didn't he? Or, like, he didn't, like, develop it, like, really well or something?
He had her... Yeah, he kind of expanded on her a little bit in the last actual Percy Jackson book, but then he kind of abandoned her until Heroes of Olympus came out. And I want to say it was House of Hades when he went back to actually being like, oh, I guess I'll finish her and give her some more story.
I can't stay long, but I wanted to say hi, like, actually, like, say hi, because I miss you so much.
I miss you. I promise I'll get back on the chat and start posting things again. I promise. It will happen.
You're so dead. You're fine. I love you so much.
I love you. I miss you. Okay. Bye.
I don't know how to leave. Oh, there we go.
I don't know how to let you leave either. 10 out of 10. We're so good at live streaming. Oh, okay. I think she left. Have you ever done a Bianca or a Zoe cosplay? I have not. I've considered doing a Zoe cosplay, but I never have. And then I have like a young Nico cosplay where I do like Nico in 1930s that a lot of people think I'm doing Bianca for. And I just kind of like, sure, like let you think what you think. I'll pretend I'm Bianca, but it is actually a Nico. I haven't read the Apollo trilogy because I'm scared. Personally, in that universe, I feel like the Apollo series gets a bad rap. It's not my least favorite, but it's also definitely not one of my favorites. But I do think it did a really good job of closing off those characters. And I cried. I cried multiple times in multiple of those books. So I do highly recommend, especially I think it gives a good closing to the characters. I'm gonna be so honest. I might get some hate for this. I'm about to spew some of my opinions. This is just my opinion. Do not take this as fact. I don't like the Crane Chronicles. I'll say it. I'm not a big fan of them. I don't know what it is. I think it's because I'm... I don't know. Like, at least I knew a little bit of Norse mythology. At least I knew a little bit of Greek mythology. I knew a little bit of Roman mythology. I knew nothing about Egyptian mythology. So I feel like the fact that I literally was going in blind and I was like, I don't know what's happening, kind of put me off of it. If you could cross the Percy Jackson universe with another fictional one, what one would you choose? Oh, great question. I feel like it's obvious to say Harry Potter, so I don't want to say that, but I do think it would be very interesting to see those like characters face off with each other. Goodness, what other... Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. This might be a really weird answer, but give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab a book. This book is called The Sunbearer Trials, which I have like a special cover for it. This is the actual cover for it. Well, actually, I think this is still a special cover. I think that's the Barnes & Noble limited edition one. This book is basically Percy Jackson meets the Hunger Games. Because what it is, it's a bunch of demigods have to compete to... Give me 1 second, I'm going to put it back. They have to compete to appease... I haven't read it in a long time, so I'm going to try to do this. They have to compete in a trial, and there's, I want to say 4 different trials, and they all get ranked based off each, like how well they do. And there's a first place and a last place, and they keep constantly, like, they're shifting. And the first place has to sacrifice last place for the sun god. I feel like that would be very interesting to see the Percy Jackson characters go into it. That is going to be a trilogy. Only the first book is out. I highly recommend it because I really did like it. I really hope they continue the series. But that would be, I feel like, very interesting to see the Percy Jackson characters in that universe because they already all, like, have powers. They already all have the ability to do these things. Percy Jackson got me into Greek mythology. And then the God of War expanded on it. I have heard a lot of people talk about God of War when they talk about Greek mythology. I've seen it, but I don't know anything about it. That's kind of what it's about. If you have read The Cemetery Boys and The Lost Boys, Lost in the Netherwood, it is by that author. I greatly enjoy that book series. Oh, you've convinced me I'm reading it. What's the name again? The Sunbury Trials. It's good. I highly enjoy it. 6 more minutes until my cookies are done baking. I'm so nervous. Like, what if they're so bad? Yes. I don't know what else to talk about. Do I have a light that I can look in there? They're blue. They're definitely blue. They are kind of pancaking and touching each other. Oh no, everything's gone wrong. Again, I don't have a whole lot, but I still do have more dough. So I'll just make another batch. Goodness, I hope this girl doesn't start this watch party without me. Well, she was watching for a little while, so she knows why I'm not there. We don't really have a set time of when it was supposed to happen either. She just went, anytime after 2. It's officially on my list. It's very good. One thing, I am addicted to reading. I love reading. I have a little sign on my door that says, on the front door, that says, yes, I do need all of these books. And I'm looking at all of my bookshelves right now. They look sad though, because when I first moved, I had to get rid of a ton of books because I have all physical copies and it's hard to move books, like physical copies of books. So I did get rid of a few books, and now my bookshelves look so sad because I have 4 bookshelves. 2 of them are fully filled out. One of them is mostly filled out, and then one of them is barely filled out. I'm like, this just means I have to go buy more books, right? Like, this is my excuse to go and get more books. Leave a like if you agree. I'm gonna become one of those people. I said in my last live stream that I was going to, next live stream I was going to become one of the AI people. I'm not going to, but I want to know how much they make. Do you like Brave, the Disney movie? I do. It's not my favorite Disney movie, but I do like Brave. If I was going to rank it, I think The Little Mermaid's my favorite. Okay, fun fact about me. I auditioned to be a Disney princess quite a few times. I have tried to be a Disney princess in the parks. And I have made it round to the second round twice. The first round, I made it as Belle. But the dress didn't fit me, so I got cut. And then the second time I made it, I was supposed to be Anna. I don't think I look like Anna, so it didn't surprise me that I got cut for that one. But I have had people tell me that they think I could do Brave. Problem is, I can't do a Scottish accent. Which version of The Little Mermaid do you like better? Oh, that's a hard one. Singing wise, honestly, the new one. Like when she sang Part of Your World, I had chills. Like she was so good. But for if I was gonna sit down and rewatch a movie, I feel like one of the Little Mermaid movies, I feel like it would probably be the old one. But I did really enjoy the new one still, and I did think it was good, and her singing was fabulous. There's a sequel called Bravery. It's a young adult novel, and it's so good. I did not realize that. I'll have to look into that. Have y'all ever read the, what is that book called? Haley walked so Leia could run. Honestly, yes. Haley Bailey's voice is phenomenal. It's so good. Why can I not think about this? The books that are the Disney movies, it's like one thing's different. And one of them is like, what if Anna and Elsa never knew they were sisters? Or what if Jasmine or like what if Aladdin never got the magic lamp? That kind of thing. I have read, I want to say 2 of them. I didn't like them. Twisted Tales! Thank you! Yes, I also yelled that. My apologies to everybody living in this apartment building. Yes. It is called Twisted Tales. That's the one I was talking about. I enjoyed the Aladdin one a lot more than I enjoyed the Frozen one. I did not like the Frozen one, but I did enjoy the Aladdin one. I own the Beauty and the Beast one, the one that's what if... Oh, I want to say it's what if the Beast killed Belle's mom, something like that. Something about Belle's mom and the Beast. Oh no, what if Belle's mom cursed the Beast? I think that's what it was. And I don't own this one, but I also really want to read... what if Mulan had to go to hell? It's like, wait, where does that come from? I want to read that one, and I also want to read what if what if Wonderland was in trouble and Alice was very, very late. I want to read those 2, but I'm nervous because how much I did not like it smells so good in here, guys. Like, I'm nervous about it because of how much I didn't like the other one, but I'm iffy. It's the same author of the Raven Boys. She did it, so it's good. Y'all want a confession? I've never read the Raven Boys. I know it's like really big on TikTok, but I've never read it. I'm so sorry. I read the Tangled one, and I really liked it personally, but I could see why somebody doesn't. I have read to read the Raven Boys, but I need to. I want to say, I think I own it. I think it's on my shelf of books I have to read. All of the Twisted Tales, I want to say there's like 4 or 5 different authors that write them all. So maybe it's just the author who wrote the Frozen one I didn't like. Because, I'm sorry, it was what if Anna and Elsa didn't know they were sisters? Why then did Anna still go and save Elsa? Because out of the kindness of her heart, like, and they were saying lines, and I was like, this is the song. Like, you were just talking the song to me. So, I didn't like it. But I liked the Aladdin one. Same. I don't know if you're saying same to me owning it but haven't reading it yet, or not liking the Frozen one. I have 30 seconds before my cookies are done. See, okay, my original plan was to end the live stream when the cookies were in the oven, but that didn't happen. I'm still on live. How long have I been on live stream for? Like an hour? This is so much longer than I expected it to be. Is there like a toothpick test I'm supposed to do with these to know if they're done? Oh, they're done. This is tray number 1. I own Raven Boys, but I have not read it. And this is tray number 2 definitely flattened itself out more. I'm gonna let these cool a little bit. And I'm gonna do another batch with the rest of the batter I have. And that's gonna be it. Have you watched any of the show yet? Percy Jackson? Of course, I've watched it. If not Percy Jackson, I don't know what show you're referring to. They look really, I know, and they're blue! I was really nervous about them not being blue. Blue food, I know! Yeah, so for everybody just now joining or who hasn't been here, I'm baking blue cookies. That's kind of the whole thing about what's happening right now. I'm not just sitting here talking, which I always do anyway, but yes. So that's the plan. Is I'm going to let these bake for a little bit, or not bake, cool down for a little bit. And then I'm going to do the other batch and head out. I think this is going to be the end of this live stream though. I think I'm gonna end it so that they can finish. I'm gonna finish getting ready and then I'm gonna do the other ones. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. Enjoy your watching, thank you. I'm super excited about it. I'm also excited about how these turned out. I'm gonna do, on my story, I'll do like a little video of all of us eating it and see whether or not they're good or not. Okay, thank you guys so much for joining. It was so fun to bake with you guys.